Apparently. Do I have to get closer? You're going to do it for me. Okay. So this is our quick agenda. Yes, this is my agent. He's my my PowerPoint agent. So we're going to do a quick introduction to the topic. That's me talking, so I'm sorry if you find me boring, that's okay. It's only 20 minutes or so. And then we're going to go into our panel discussion.
I can click for you. Next slide. Yes.
Okay. Next slide. Okay. Okay. So I found this the other day, and I thought this was really, really good because we got all this hype around ChatGPT, and it can write your emails and do stuff like that. And the real question is, what do you want AI to do for you? Right? We get all the hype about what it does or what we can do, but what do you want it to do for you? And I think that's very important to be thinking about as you enter into this idea of having agents do stuff for you, right? What do you want it to do? Next slide. It's ready. You got another one. Excellent. Yeah. Oh, this one's got more buttons on it. All right. So last year, suddenly, Agentic AI got all over the place, right? So what is it? And what I thought was really interesting, it's supposed to be a pointer. So down here, this is from a website that talks about the types of agents. And it goes from very simplistic chatbots, which I'm not sure really count as an agent, to really what we're probably going to get down to is this hierarchical idea of multiple agent things working in conjunction and collaborating to make something happen that I want to happen, right? So what's the foundation of true agentic AI? And you can read it here. This is actually, so Arthur Corden he's written this book, and it's the ability to learn, right? It's not really the definition of a chatbot. It's the ability for something to learn how to do something. The ability for it to predict what's going to happen, what you might be needing. If you ask me to do something, what are the other things that I need to know to make sure that happens? And then it's the ability to reason and decide. He's asked me to do this. I happen to know he's a certain age, and because I know he's a certain age and he's a frequent flyer on X airline, then I know that when he asked me for tickets to Botswana, they know that this is the airline he prefers. This is his information. It can go and make a decision. Just because he wants to go to Botswana, he wants to go to Botswana on United Airlines, et cetera. Okay? Does that make sense? All in favor say aye? Okay, good. So what is agentic AI? All right, it has its own goals. How many know about causal AI? A decent number. Okay, causal AI is basically a more deterministic type of AI than Gen AI. Gen AI is what you're used to with ChatGPT. Causal AI has more boundaries around it because it incorporates the knowledge of a human, and you've taught it what is proper and what's not, right? But the thing I really I don't want to read the whole thing, but the thing I want to hype on here is it's a combination of AI technologies produces a toolkit for you to use to get things done, right? Don't get stuck on a type of AI technology. It's a toolkit. For certain problems, you're going to use a certain set of tools, right? It's just like when I'm working on my car, I don't grab a hammer if I'm trying to get a lug nut off, right? I get a wrench. So very similarly, AI, there's a bunch of tools in that toolkit. Figure out which one meets your needs. Okay? Real quick, high-level introduction to agentic AI versus generative AI. The autonomy on an agentic AI is very high. You've taught it, you've trained it, it knows what to do, and you can trust it, right? Generative AI, you've got to learn how to do your prompts, and maybe it'll give you the right answer, maybe it'll hallucinate, who knows what it was trained on. And then traditional AI like ML, for example, not very autonomous because once you go outside the pattern that it recognizes, it has no idea what to do. All right. So one of the things I thought was interesting, we do surveys. If you don't know anything about ARC, we do surveys for one thing. And these are the challenges in fact, it's this autonomous operation, but in general, it's challenges to AI. And the real question is, look how much it's data. Is that the first time you've heard that? No. Everybody talks about data quality. The real question is, what are you doing about it? Right? Because the next step in your journey to a better corporation or a better enterprise is getting that data quality figured out, right? Then you got security, cybersecurity concerns. What are the right technologies? That's part of why you're here today. What are the right technologies? What are the right AI tools to use to get my problem solved? And again, going back to my first slide, what are your problems? What is it you want to solve for? Scaling is kind of interesting. That I think will work itself out. You got to do stuff. One of the things we get stuck in pilot purgatory. We've heard that for a few years now. What am I doing to accomplish? What am I doing to push beyond that, right? And then what are the standards? Well, we're kind of early in the game of agentic AI. What are the standards? Are you going to wait for somebody to figure it out, or are you going to go get something done and figure out what the standard should be? I think we really need to push and get beyond, I need somebody to tell me what my guidelines are, right? We've got some from the EU. If you've been following any of that, you've got one thing I really like about the EU regulation is they've done this thing where they said you've got to be able to explain why it did what it did. I think that's going to be a key. Whatever AI you use or whatever tools you use, you have to be able to explain why it makes a decision it makes, so it's audible. I mean, it's just like another human being. If you got this agent doing stuff and something happens, OSHA comes down, and you've got to start talking about why it did what it did and why somebody got hurt, and you can't say, oh, well, I got this black box over here that does stuff and I have no idea what, right? Okay, so I actually put this in because of one of my panelists, but welcome to the big leagues, okay? Every one of you are interested in doing something in AI. This is big stuff. This is the professional. This is how am I going to make my organization more competitive? How am I going to make it shine, right? Am I going to be Kansas City and they're going to be talking about what I did wrong? Or am I going to be the Eagles and they're going to talk about what I did right? Both teams were out there willing to make mistakes, right? When you go out and you're doing AI, you're going to be doing the same thing. You're going to be going out, you're going to try stuff, you're going to say, oops, that didn't work. How fast are you going to pivot? You're going to recuperate, you're going to refocus, and you're going to get back in the game. That's what we're at with AI. So with that, I'm going to invite my panelists up, and now you can finish talking. You don't have to listen to me so much. All right, thank you.